Stoveleg Media, igniting conversation.
Welcome to True Crime to Go. What can I get for you?
Yeah, give me something that's kind of like the theme of a Pixar movie, but make it real life and real dangerous.
Pull up to the second window and we'll see you next crime.
Welcome to True Crime to Go. I am John here with Jamie. Are we talking about Ratatouille?
We're talking about Ratatouille. It makes me not hungry, I'll tell you that.
One time I saw a mouse at a local restaurant that serves pizza.
Yeah.
But it was so good. I just was like, I get it.
I have seen a mouse in that same place.
The mice, they like pizza too.
There are some places you can ignore it, maybe. Some places you can't. Yeah. You probably shouldn't anywhere, but I'd go there right now if you want to.
I stopped having my favorite food in town 3 years
roaches.
ago.
That's different. That's different.
The mega roach is what I call that place now.
No roach there. This one is a rat. And I'm not talking about a snitch, a real life rat.
Get us rolling, man.
Valentine's Day 2015. Wait, 2015. Where were you? See, you don't know. What a horrible husband. Sunderland, England is where you were not.
That's where I was not.
A man walked into a restaurant alone. It's kind of sad, but he ordered a buffet for one and a bottle of water.
I mean, I might have been doing that, like at a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, I think you may have been. He went to his seat in the back and he filled his plate full of food. And he ate just like a grown man does at a buffet. But shortly before 4 o'clock in the afternoon, he stood up and pointed to the floor and shouts, "It's a rat. I'm not eating here. I want my money back." And there was, in fact, a black and white rat on the floor. The rat was just chilling. It didn't seem to be upset and scurrying about. The staff didn't really panic, and they apologized immediately. They took a look at the rat after he left because they had given his money back, and the rat looked like it had been living the good life. So they started to dig a little deeper.
This is crazy. I see where it's going. And this guy could be my buddy.
I think he's your hero.
The man's name is Christopher Baker. He was 28 years old. He was not a career criminal, and he was not a mastermind.
I don't know about that one. He may be a mastermind.
But he was a man who had been drinking heavily. He brought a live rat as a gift for his daughter, and then he took that rat to the Asian fusion buffet with the rat still in his pocket. He ate his entire meal, and then he deployed the rat as a financial instrument. He pled guilty to fraud by false representation. He was ordered to pay a victim a 60-pound surcharge plus the 7.25 or 7.25 pound buffet fee. He had temporarily succeeded in avoiding that amount at first, but then when the closed caption footage was seen, they were like, no, we're taking this guy to court.
Yeah, this was at the Borneo Bistro in Sunderland. It was operated by a man named Kevin Smith, not the Kevin Smith from...
That's the most fake name.
Jay and Silent Bob. And he had spent years building this restaurant. It had a really good reputation. It was, like you said, a buffet for 7.25 pounds. I don't really know the rate of how many dollars that would be, but if it's $7.25, you can count me in. And there's a part of me that feels kind of sorry for Baker here, that he felt like he needed to pull a stunt like this to get a meal out on Valentine's Day. There's another part of me that thinks, want to applaud his creativity. But also, he took a rat into a food buffet and ruined it for a lot of other people. So ultimately, he deserved whatever he got.
Well, the math is done. That is about $10.79 in today's U.S. currency.
That's about normal.
A rat, if you're wondering, the cost of that is anywhere between 5 and 7 pounds. So I didn't do the conversion there, but
if it's around 7 pounds, that's about the price of the buffet. And he wasn't getting the rat back to give to his daughter, like he left it there.
Man, you got to pick up that rat. Your
daughter is ratless on Valentine's Day. How dare you, sir?
You are the rat at that point.
It did end up getting collected by pest control, and they assessed the rat and confirmed that it was a domestic rat, not a wild rat.
I feel like they don't have, like, if you and I saw a rat that was black and white and calm, we're going to know, hey, that's someone's pet.
I'm probably just going to assume it's a hamster that I don't know the difference between a hamster and an actual rat.
Yeah, I get that.
Which mouse, rat, I don't know how big it was, or if it was like an Andy Dwyer band from
I was going to say, isn't that the
Mouse
band,
Rat.
Mouse Rat?
But yeah, he was prosecuted and had to pay a fine and the fee. You know, this is, I don't know. I feel like people probably dine and dash quite a bit in these areas, in restaurants like this.
At least he tried to make up a story. I mean, he didn't just run out the door. Give the guy props. Also, like, who has the time to prosecute this guy?
I was thinking that, like, the fine he paid could not have covered court costs at all.
Yeah.
So it cost the government money to prosecute this.
I mean, yeah, I wonder if this was a small claims court or if this was a criminal case.
I would love to see this on Judge Judy. Wouldn't that be awesome? She
Judge
would be
Judy
so
was
great
built for this.
She was. This is why we Judy. I've always said that.
Man.
Yeah. So there you go. If you decide that you need a free meal on Valentine's Day, don't use a rat. Just, pretend you like somebody like the rest of us and ask them to take you out.
I found better luck just putting a hair of my wife's in my food. Yeah. Works just fine.
Yeah. I can't do that if I eat alone.
Yeah.
Womp womp. Nope.
All right.
All right, guys, we appreciate you. Would love to hear your worst Valentine's Day story. I hope that it is not as bad as Mr. Baker here, but this has been a crime story in 10 minutes or less.
Would you like crime with that?
You've listened to True Crimecast, distributed by Stoveleg Media. Check out stoveleg.com to find out more about your hosts and to find other podcasts to listen to. Stoveleg Media, igniting conversation.